So the other thing that I want to talk about is a natural log, okay? A natural log is ln. Okay, so you actually see that below your ln button. Below your log button, you see an ln button. So remember how I said that a log, that its understood base is 10? For a natural log, its understood base is e. Okay, so they have the same properties as regular logs. The only real difference is the base. And you'll start to see that you use natural logs a lot with solving different equations and stuff too, that you'll see in pre-calculus. So what I want to do is I basically want to do the same thing that we did at the end of the last video, just with natural logs, just to get a little bit more practice, okay? So here are the directions. So we're going to say that ln 3 equals b and ln 4 equals c. And so utilize the properties of logs to write each natural log in terms of b and c. So let's look at our first one. I have natural log of 3/4. So if you notice, this is a quotient rule. So I'm going to first start out with ln 3 minus ln 4. And then the nice thing is I need it as ln 3 and ln 4. So there's no other work that I have to do except replace. I'm going to replace ln 3 with b and ln 4, oh dear God in heaven, with c. So I have b minus c. Looking at our second problem, I have ln of 1/4. So normally I'd first look at this and be like, okay, well that's ln 1 minus ln 4 because it's quotient rule. Ooh, but there's nothing that I can do with ln 1 to get it as ln 3 or ln 4. So because that won't work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mad exponent skills. Remember that this is technically 4 to the first power, and if I move something from a denominator to a numerator, I can negate the exponent. And so ln of 4 to the negative first. 1/4 can technically be written as 4 to the negative first, okay? Because remember, like if I had a to the negative third power, I just had to move it down, and it'd be a to the third power kind of deal. Well, if I wanted to negate this, I can just move it right back up, and then I'm back at negative third power, okay? So now, so just refresher on your exponent rules there. So now what I'm going to do is this is now a power rule, and I'm going to move this negative 1 in front. So I have negative 1 ln 4, and the ln 4 can be replaced with c, so I have negative 1 c. Or you could really just write that as negative c. Okay, a third problem that I have here is ln of 1/9. We've already been through this, that ln 1 minus ln 9. ln 1, there's nothing that I can do to get it as ln 3 or ln 4. So I'm going to have to use my mad exponent skills and know that if I move this up, it'd be 9 to the negative 1. So then that means I have negative 1 times ln 9. But that ln 9, that's not ln 3 or ln 4. So I'm going to have to break down the 9 into 3 and 3. So that means I have negative 1 ln 3 squared. So again, I have yet another power rule. So I'm going to move this 2 over here. And so I'm going to do negative 1 times 2, so that's negative 2. So I have negative 2 ln 3. So now I'm going to replace the ln 3 with b. So I get negative 2b. So then finally, number 4. I have ln to the 4th root of 576. Good times. So that 576, really what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to need to break that down, okay? So 576, well, I'm going to try for a 4 to go in there, and 144 can. I'm going to try for another 4, and I get 36. I get another 4 and 9, and then the 9 can be broken up into 3 and 3. And so then I've got the 4th root of 4 to the 3rd power times 3 to the 2nd power. Now, remember way back when we did something like I had the square root of a to the 5th, b to the 7th, c to the 3rd kind of deal, and we had to do my exponent divided by root to figure out what, a to the whatever power would be. That's what we're going to do here. Only I'm going to just write it in fraction form. So this is going to be ln of 4 to the 3/4 power And I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead a little bit and utilize that product rule and say that that's now addition plus ln of 3 to the 2/4 power. So remember how we went from writing, in radical form to exponential form and exponential to radical. That all has a purpose, and this is the reason why, okay? So, and a lot of you might be like, well, 2/4, Ms. Gerwitz, you can reduce that. You sure can. So I'm going to write that 2/4 as 1/2. Now I'm going to utilize the power rule. So I have 3/4 ln 4 plus 1/2 ln 3. Oops, that's not supposed to look like an exponent. It's going to be whole. And then at this point, now I can replace the ln 4 with C and ln 3 with B. So my final answer, I'm going to just erase this stuff over here, that side work, so that way I can keep it all on the same slide. And I end up with 3/4 C plus 1/2 B as my final answer. So that wraps up the properties of logarithms.